Have you ever walked into a room and felt something was off? No words were spoken, no actions were taken, yet deep inside you felt a weight in the air. Maybe it was the way someone looked at you. Maybe it was an unspoken tension you couldn't explain. That feeling wasn't just in your head, it was real. Because let me tell you something, evil doesn't always appear as a monster in the dark. It doesn't come with flashing lights or a warning sign. No, sometimes it walks into your life wearing a friendly face. It smiles at you at family gatherings. It shakes your hand at work. It laughs with you over coffee. And before you know it, it has taken root in your mind, twisting your thoughts, poisoning your spirit, and draining your energy. You don't need to look for shadows in the night to find demons. Sometimes they sit right across the dinner table. There is a battle happening all around us, and most people don't even see it. It's not a battle fought with fists or weapons, not one that makes headlines or breaks news. No, this battle is more subtle, more dangerous, because it doesn't attack your body, it attacks your mind, your soul, your very sense of self. How many times have you felt drained after spending time with certain people? How many times have you walked into a room and without a word being spoken felt the weight of something unseen pressing down on you? Some people call it a bad feeling, a negative vibe, an unspoken tension. But deep down, you know it's more than that. There is a presence that works through people, through words, through actions that seem small but carry the power to destroy. It creeps in through the ones closest to you, the ones you trust, the ones who should be lifting you up, but instead, slowly, day by day, bring you down. It's in the friend who never celebrates your victories, the family member who always finds a way to criticize, the coworker who smiles to your face but speaks against you the moment you turn away. It's in the person who keeps you in a cycle of doubt, fear, and exhaustion, making you question your own worth, making you feel like you are never enough. And the worst part? Most people never realize what's happening until the damage is done. These forces don't announce themselves with flashing lights or loud voices. They don't come dressed as enemies. They come disguised as friends, as loved ones, as people who pretend to care. They say the right things. They act like they have your best interests at heart. But if you look closely, you will see the truth. Their presence doesn't bring peace, it brings conflict. Their words don't inspire, they plant doubt. Their energy doesn't uplift, it drains. And if you're not careful, they will pull you into a darkness so deep you won't even realize you're there until it's too late. You must understand that not everyone around you is meant to help you grow. Some people exist to hold you back. Some people enter your life not to build you up, but to break you down, to keep you stuck in the same place, to make sure you never rise beyond where they want you to be. They will disguise their negativity as advice, their manipulation as love, their control as concern. And if you don't open your eyes, you will believe them. You will let their words take root in your mind. You will let their actions dictate your future. You will let their darkness consume your light. But you don't have to. You have the power to see through the disguise, to recognize when someone is not for you, to know when the presence in your life is not there to help but to harm. Pay attention to how people make you feel. Pay attention to the way your spirit reacts when they walk into the room, the way your energy shifts when they speak. Do you feel encouraged, inspired, strengthened? Or do you feel small, uncertain, lost? There is no greater danger than allowing the wrong people to influence your mind. Your thoughts shape your life. Your beliefs determine your actions. And when you let the wrong voices speak into your life, you give them control over your future. The world is filled with people who will tell you you're not good enough, who will try to limit your potential, who will convince you to settle for less than you were meant for. And if you're not careful, you will start believing them. But you are not meant to live in the shadows of someone else's negativity. You are not meant to carry the weight of their doubts, their fears, their limitations. You were meant for more. And to step into that, you must be willing to let go of anything and anyone that pulls you away from it. The first step is awareness. You must open your eyes. You must recognize who in your life is truly with you and who is working against you. Not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Not everyone who stays close is there for the right reasons. Some are there to drain, to manipulate, to control. And the moment you see it, the moment you realize the truth, you must make a choice. You can allow their presence to continue influencing you, keeping you trapped in cycles of frustration, sadness, and fear. Or you can step away. You can refuse to let their words take root. You can take back control of your mind, your energy, your life. And when you do, you will feel it. You will feel the weight lift. You will feel the clarity return. You will feel the strength rise inside you. Because the truth is, once you remove the wrong people from your life, the right ones will have space to enter. There is no room for darkness where light exists. And you are meant to shine. There is a force in this world that shapes your destiny more than anything else. And it's not luck, not talent, not even hard work. It's influence. The people you surround yourself with, the voices you allow into your mind, the energy you absorb from those around you, these things will either lift you to your highest potential or drag you down into failure and despair. Look around at your life right now. Look at the people closest to you. Are they building you up or are they tearing you down? Are they filling your mind with encouragement? Or are they planting seeds of doubt? Influence is a powerful thing, and the dangerous part is it often works in silence. It doesn't always come with loud warnings. It doesn't always make itself obvious. No, the most destructive influences are the ones that seem harmless at first. It starts small, a sarcastic remark when you share your dreams, a dismissive laugh when you talk about your goals, a casual comment that makes you feel like maybe, just maybe, you're not as capable as you thought. And then over time, those words take root. You don't even realize it's happening, but your confidence starts to shrink. You stop reaching as high. You start settling for less. And before you know it, you've become a shadow of the person you were meant to be, all because you allowed the wrong voices to shape your belief in yourself. You see, there are people in this world who don't want to see you rise. They don't want to see you succeed because your success reminds them of their own failures. Your ambition threatens their comfort. Your drive exposes their laziness. So what do? They try to pull you back down to their level. They disguise their negativity as advice. They act like they're looking out for you, when in reality, they're only looking out for themselves. They'll tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, not because they are, but because they gave up on theirs. They'll tell you to play it safe, not because they care about your well-being, but because they never had the courage to take risks themselves. And if you listen to them, if you let their words become your truth, then you will live a life that was never truly your own. But it's not just the words people say, it's the energy they carry. Have you ever noticed that when you're around certain people, you feel inspired, you feel alive, motivated, ready to take on the world? And then there are others who leave you feeling drained, exhausted, like all the joy and enthusiasm has been sucked out of you. That's not a coincidence. That's influence. Some people are like anchors. No matter how hard you try to move forward, they will always be pulling you back. They will bring their problems, their negativity, their drama, and before you know it, you're carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. You're spending your energy fighting battles that have nothing to do with your destiny. And then there are people who are like wings. They push you higher. They challenge you to be better. They see the greatness in you even when you can't see it in yourself. They don't let you settle. They don't let you make excuses. They remind you of what you are capable of. And just by being around them, you become stronger. So the question is, who are you letting influence you? Who are you allowing to speak into your life? Because whether you realize it or not, the people around you are shaping your future every single day. You have a choice. You can keep surrounding yourself with those who drain your energy, who feed your fears, who make you question your worth, or you can choose to be around those who uplift you, who inspire you, who push you to become everything you were meant to be. You don't have to announce your decisions. You don't have to explain yourself. Just start making changes. Spend less time with those who bring negativity and more time with those who bring light. Stop listening to those who say you can't and start listening to those who believe you can. And don't be afraid to walk away from relationships that are holding you back. It doesn't matter how long you've known them. It doesn't matter if they're family, friends, or people you once trusted. If they are poisoning your mind, if they are keeping you from growing, if their influence is leading you down a path of weakness and regret, then you owe it to yourself to let them go. Because at the end of the day, your life is your responsibility. Your future is in your hands. And if you allow the wrong influences to shape your destiny, you will have no one to blame but yourself. There is a force more dangerous than any physical attack, more destructive than any visible enemy. And it doesn't come from outside, it comes from within the people around you. It's not in what they do openly, but in what they say subtly. It's not in how they treat you in public, but in how they manipulate your mind in private. This force is emotional manipulation. And if you don't recognize it, it will take hold of your life before you even know what's happening. It begins quietly. It begins with small words, little gestures, moments that seem insignificant on their own. A close friend making you feel guilty for not doing what they want. A family member constantly reminding you of how much they've done for you, making you feel like you owe them something. A partner twisting your words, turning every argument around until you're the one apologizing for something you never even did. They don't need to yell, they don't need to use force, because their power is in their ability to control your emotion. They will play with your guilt, making you feel like you're selfish for wanting something better. They will use fear, making you think you'll be alone if you ever walk away. They will twist the truth, making you second-guess your own mind, your own decisions, your own reality. And the longer you allow it, the deeper their control becomes. People think manipulation is something obvious, something you can see coming. But the truth is, the most dangerous manipulators don't appear as enemies, they appear as loved ones. They know how to smile, how to comfort, how to act like they care, but their actions don't match their words. They don't support you unless it benefits them. They don't celebrate your victories unless they can take credit for them. They don't want to see you strong because a strong person is harder to control. If you pay attention, you'll notice the patterns. You'll see how they always shift the blame, how nothing is ever their fault, how no matter what happens, you end up being the one who feels guilty, ashamed, uncertain. You'll see how they use your kindness against you, how they take advantage of your loyalty, how they make you feel like walking away is an act of betrayal instead of self-preservation. And if you let it continue, they will drain you of your confidence, of your happiness, of your ability to trust your own mind. But the truth is, you don't owe your peace to anyone. You don't have to carry someone else's burdens just because they make you feel like it's your responsibility. You don't have to keep proving your loyalty to people who take advantage of it. You don't have to stay in a cycle of guilt, obligation, and manipulation just because it's familiar. The moment you recognize what's happening, you take back your power. You see, manipulators don't control you with force. They control you with confusion. They keep you questioning yourself, doubting yourself, unsure of what's real and what's not. But when you open your eyes, when you start trusting what you feel, when you stop letting them dictate how you see yourself, their power over you disappears. Look at your relationships. Look at the people in your life. Do they make you feel stronger, or do they make you feel smaller? Do they push you toward growth, or do they hold you back with guilt and obligation? Do they love you for who you are, or do they only love you when you're doing what they want? There is nothing wrong with walking away from someone who is poisoning your life. There is nothing wrong with setting boundaries, with protecting your peace, with refusing to be controlled by someone else's manipulation. Some people will call you selfish for choosing yourself. Let them. Some people will try to pull you back into the same toxic cycle. Don't let them. Some people will never change, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much you try. Accept it. You were not put on this earth to be controlled, to be used, to be emotionally drained by people who thrive on your weakness. You were meant to stand strong, to live boldly, to move forward without chains holding you back. And the only way to do that is to break free from the voices that try to keep you down. The world is filled with people who will manipulate you if you let them. But their power only exists if you give it to them. The moment you take it back, the moment you decide that your peace is more important than their approval, is the moment you truly begin to live. There is a weight that so many people carry, a burden that sits on their shoulders, pressing them down day after day. It's not physical, but it's heavy. It's not seen, but it's felt in every moment, in every thought, in every decision. It's the weight of toxic relationships, of destructive friendships, of family members who do not bring love but bring turmoil. And the hardest part, most people don't even realize they're carrying it. They wake up feeling exhausted, not because they haven't slept, but because their spirit is tired. They walk through life with doubt clouding their mind, not because they aren't capable, but because someone close to them has convinced them they aren't enough. They hesitate to take the next step, not because they don't have the strength, but because someone's words have planted fear deep inside of them. And this continues day after day, month after month, sometimes even year after year, until they no longer recognize who they were meant to be. The truth is, not everyone around you is meant to stay in your life. Not everyone who starts with you is supposed to finish with you. Some people are only there for a season. Some people come into your life not to build you up, but to test your ability to walk away. And if you are too afraid to let go, too afraid of what people will think, too afraid of disappointing those who drain you, then you will spend your life being a prisoner to the wrong people. There is a simple way to tell whether someone is good for you. Pay attention to how you feel when you are around them. Do you feel lighter or do you feel heavier? Do you feel stronger or do you feel weaker? Do they challenge you to become better or do they keep you stuck in the same cycles of negativity? Because one thing is certain, who you surround yourself with will determine the direction of your life. Some people will pretend to love you, but they don't love you. They love what you do for them. They love the way you make them feel. They love the fact that you listen to their problems, that you carry their burdens, that you give them your time and energy. But the moment you stop giving, the moment you start choosing yourself, the moment you refuse to be controlled, their love disappears. That is not love. That is manipulation. Real love does not come with chains. Real love does not hold you back. Real love does not make you question your worth. The people who truly care about you will want to see you grow, even if it means growing beyond them. They will not be threatened by your success. They will not keep you small just so they can feel bigger. They will not drain your energy just to feed their own emptiness. But the wrong people, they will try to keep you in the same place. They will guilt trip you for changing. They will tell you that you've forgotten where you came from. They will remind you of everything they did for you, making you feel like you owe them your loyalty, even when they've done nothing to deserve it. And if you listen to them, if you let them control your heart with guilt instead of lifting you with love, you will stay stuck in a place you were never meant to remain. You must be willing to walk away. You must be willing to let go of anything that does not bring peace, anything that does not help you grow, anything that does not make you better. It doesn't matter if it's a friend you've known for years, a family member who has always been there, a relationship that once made you happy but now only brings pain. If it is weighing you down, if it is keeping you from becoming the person you were meant to be, then you must release it. This is not easy. Letting go is never easy. People will misunderstand you. People will call you selfish. People will try to pull you back into the same toxic cycle. But you cannot live your life trying to please those who are hurting you. You cannot sacrifice your happiness to keep someone else comfortable. You cannot allow someone else's issues, someone else's negativity, someone else's brokenness to become your responsibility. You are responsible for your own life. You are responsible for your own peace. You are responsible for your own peace. And if someone in your life is keeping you from stepping into that, if they are bringing more pain than joy, more stress than strength, more fear than hope, then you must have the courage to walk away. Because at the end of the day, the people who are truly meant to be in your life will never require you to break yourself just to make them whole. The right people will push you forward, not hold you back. The right people will celebrate your growth, not be threatened by it. The right people will love you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. And if you ever have to choose between someone else's comfort and your own peace, always choose peace, because nothing is worth losing yourself over. There is something inside you, something powerful, something unshakable, something that no one else can take away unless you let them. It's your inner strength. It's your ability to stand tall when the world tries to push you down. It's the fire in your spirit that refuses to be extinguished by negativity, by doubt, by people who want to see you fail. But the truth is, most people don't even realize they have this strength. They've been told too many times that they aren't enough. They've been made to feel small by the very people who were supposed to lift them up. They've been surrounded by voices that whisper fear instead of encouragement, that fill their mind with doubt instead of belief. And over time, they start to believe the lies. They start to think they're weak. They start to think they don't have what it takes. But let me tell you something. You are stronger than you think. You have more power than you realize. And the moment you stop letting other people define you, the moment you stop listening to those who try to break you, is the moment you will step into the life you were meant to live. There will always be people who try to control you. There will always be people who try to make you question yourself. They do this because they see something in you that they don't see in themselves. They see your potential. They see your greatness. And it scares them. Because if you rise, if you become everything you were meant to be, then they can no longer keep you under their influence. They can no longer use you to feed their own insecurity. That's why they try to keep you down. That's why they try to convince you that you aren't capable, that you aren't smart enough, that you aren't strong enough. It's why they belittle your dreams, why they dismiss your goals, why they act like your ambitions are foolish. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own fears. They are afraid of being left behind. They are afraid of being exposed for the smallness of their own thinking. And the only way they know how to feel powerful is by making you feel powerless. But you don't have to accept it. You don't have to take on their fear, their doubt, their negativity. You have a choice. You can either live by their words, by their limitations, by their expectations, or you can break free. You can decide right now that their words will no longer shape your future, that their doubts will no longer control your decisions, that their negativity will no longer have a place in your mind. Because the truth is, no one else can determine your destiny except you. No one else gets to tell you what you're capable of. No one else gets to decide how far you can go. Only you can make that choice. Only you can decide whether you will rise or whether you will let their voices hold you back. And make no mistake, when you start to break free, when you start to step into your strength, they will try even harder to pull you back. They will test you. They will push you. They will throw every doubt, every insult, every manipulation at you. Because when people lose control over you, they panic. When they see you walking away from their influence, they will do everything they can to pull you back into the same patterns, the same fears, the same toxic cycle. But this is the moment you must stand firm. This is the moment you must decide who you really are. Are you someone who lets others define your worth? Are you someone who allows fear to dictate your future? Are you someone who stays small just to make others comfortable? Or are you someone who will rise? someone who will push forward no matter what they say, someone who will refuse to be controlled by the doubts of others. You see, the world will always try to test you. It will always try to see how much you're willing to take, how much you're willing to give up, how much of yourself you're willing to sacrifice just to fit in, just to be accepted, just to keep the peace. But real strength is not found in pleasing others. Real strength is not found in shrinking yourself to make others feel bigger. Real strength is found in standing your ground, in knowing who you are, in refusing to let anyone steal your power. And when you finally break free, when you finally refuse to let others dictate your life, you will feel something you may not have felt in a long time. You will feel peace. You will feel clarity. You will feel the weight of other people's expectations, their doubts, their negativity lift off of you. And for the first time, you will see yourself as you truly are, strong, capable, powerful. But you must make the choice. You must decide that your strength is not for sale. You must decide that your future is not up for negotiation. You must decide that no matter what they say, no matter how hard they try to control you, no matter how many times they try to shake your confidence, you will not back down. You will not be stopped. You will not be broken, because you were not meant to live in fear. You were not meant to live in doubt. You were not meant to live under the control of those who don't want to see you rise. You were meant to live boldly. You were meant to stand tall. You were meant to walk in strength. And once you realize that, once you take back your power, nothing will ever hold you back again. There is something deep inside every person, something that calls them to a higher purpose, something that urges them to rise above the noise, the distractions, the negativity of the world. But too many people never hear it clearly. Too many people never listen, not because they don't want to, not because they don't have the ability, but because their lives are filled with the wrong voices. Voices that plant doubt, voices that create fear, voices that keep them from becoming everything they were meant to be. If you want to live a life of strength, a life of purpose, a life of impact, then you must surround yourself with people who lift you, not people who weigh you down. You must choose your company wisely, because the people around you will either push you forward or pull you back. They will either speak life into your dreams, or they will crush them before they even begin. They will either remind you of your strength, or they will make you question it every step of the way. Look at the people in your life. Listen to their words. Do they encourage you? Do they challenge you to be better? Do they remind you of what you are capable of? Or do they constantly tell you what you can't do? Do they make you feel small? Do they fill your mind with fear, with doubt, with uncertainty? Because the people you spend your time with are shaping the way you see yourself. They are shaping the way you think. And if you are not careful, if you allow the wrong voices to surround you, then you will start to believe the lies. Some people do not want to see you succeed. They do not want to see you rise. They do not want to see you become more than you are right now, because the moment you do, they can no longer control you. The moment you do, they have to face their own insecurities. The moment you do, they have to ask themselves why they stayed the same while you chose to grow. And instead of changing themselves, instead of rising with you, they will try to hold you back. They will tell you that you are being unrealistic. They will remind you of your failures, of your mistakes, of every reason why you should not move forward. They will tell you to be careful, to play it safe, to stay where it's comfortable. But comfort is not where strength is built. Comfort is not where lives are changed. Comfort is not where purpose is found. If you want to grow, if you want to become everything you were meant to be, then you must be willing to leave behind anything that keeps you from that path, including the wrong people. That does not mean you must be unkind. It does not mean you must hate those who have doubted you, who have held you back, who have filled your life with negativity. But it does mean you must make a choice. You must decide who will have influence over your life. You must decide which voices you will listen to, because whether you realize it or not, the words that are spoken over you are shaping your future. The people you allow close to you are determining the direction of your life. Do not allow small-minded people to determine the size of your dreams. Do not allow fearful people to place their fear on you. Do not allow those who have settled in life to convince you to do the same. Your potential is too great. Your purpose is too important. Your time is too valuable to waste it listening to voices that do nothing but tear you down. Seek out people who challenge you. Seek out people who inspire you. Seek out people who believe in you even on the days when you struggle to believe in yourself. Surround yourself with voices that remind you of your strength, that call you to something greater, that push you to be more than you were yesterday. Because those are the voices that will lead you to a life of impact, a life of meaning, a life without regret. There will be moments when you feel alone. There will be moments when walking away from the wrong people feels painful. There will be moments when you wonder if you made the right decision. But in those moments, remind yourself of why you chose this path. Remind yourself that you are not meant to live a life dictated by fear, by doubt, by the expectations of those who do not want the best for you. Remind yourself that growth requires change, and change requires letting go. Because at the end of your life, you will not look back and regret losing the people who doubted you. You will not regret walking away from those who tried to control you. You will not regret choosing your future over their comfort. The only thing you will regret is not having done it sooner. The only thing you will regret is wasting years of your life listening to the wrong voices when you could have been living boldly, living freely, living with purpose. You have the power to choose. You have the power to decide what kind of life you will live, what kind of people you will surround yourself with, what kind of words you will allow into your mind. And when you choose wisely, when you fill your life with the right voices, with the right influences, with the right people, you will see just how strong you really are. You will rise. You will become more than you ever thought possible. And no one, no voice, no doubt, no fear will ever hold you back again. In the end, it all comes down to one undeniable truth. You have the power to shape your own life. The people around you, the voices you listen to, and the influences you allow in will either empower you to rise or keep you trapped in a cycle of doubt and limitation. You must make the conscious choice to surround yourself with those who uplift, who challenge, and who believe in the greatness within you. Let go of those who hold you back. Release the toxic relationships that drain you and rob you of your energy, your focus, and your ambition. Trust in your strength. Trust in your purpose. And know that when you choose to walk in your own truth, you will find the courage to rise above the negativity, the fear, and the doubt. Don't let the voices of others define you. You are the author of your own story. You are the one who will write your destiny, and no one can take that away from you unless you allow it. Choose to listen to the right voices, the voices that remind you of your strength, your worth, and your potential. Choose to move forward, no matter how hard it may seem, because the life you are meant to live is waiting for you on the other side of fear. As you move forward, remember this: you are not meant to shrink, to settle, or to live in the shadows of others. You were meant to rise. You were meant to stand tall. And when you do, nothing, no person, no obstacle will be able to stop you. Because the power to achieve everything you desire is already inside you. You just have to believe in it, embrace it, and step into it fully. So take that first step. Trust in yourself. Trust in your journey. And no matter what happens, keep moving forward with unwavering confidence, because the best version of yourself is waiting to be unleashed.